Welcome to Feather on the Pulse, the shorter, spider bite-sized AC videos where we can explore the lessons on anything AC in whatever sequence you wish. I'm your friendly neighborhood mentor, ActualSpider-Man, and let's swing into it. The Isu have only become a bigger part of Assassin's Creed as the games progressed, with Valhalla being the first to bring about the Isu language, from text to how it can be spoken, and I've been stuck to these crypto puzzles for a while now. I'll get into the nitty-gritty and leave it up to the curious cats to wall crawl into the description and see links on my Codex Transferendum, as well as a few other works on how Isu sentence structure is built. Today we're going to get hot and bothered by reading into the gateway to Muspelheim, seen in the Ubisoft forward just a few hours ago, and the hidden Isu text encrypted behind the audio of the reveal itself. The Isu text around the gateway reads, Waradis du Quesa Quarasa. We don't know what wara means yet, but dis denotes a verb. Verbs are usually predicates though, and predicates go at the end of an Isu sentence structure, so this verb must be subjective, since subjects go first. I also think this could be a new suffix to imply something is continuing to do something, like an ing suffix for English verbs. But we do already have two ways to say ing, with und being a suffix or de following a verb by itself to indicate that. So it could be something else entirely. Essentially, it should be like when we say their hubris or their watch, but isn't either of those subjective verbs. Now we don't have another di, do, id word to give our predicate to, since it ends in quarasa, but the qu shared symbol brought up another questionable correlation we'll get into in a moment. Let's move on to do. Let me point out, user bool0011 informed me the symbol for u in their findings has been unconfirmed in transliterations in-game, and has been approximated to be either j or ow in their findings, so I may be jumping the gun assuming that to be u in my codex, but we'll stick to that for simplicity's sake for now. Do comes up again in the spectrogram file hidden within the reveal, along with Quesa, where we do get translations for these. Thanks to Mr. Jackoff G from JoRaptor's Discord for pulling the spectrogram first. ATA did get a clearer picture up on Twitter though, so we'll jump into that to get more context for the gateway. The first sentence reads, and is likely going to be butchered, so bear with me. Du Quesa wahe hun reun asihe reas wachtun. What do you truly understand? So, let's break this apart and get our words out. Wahe is easy to pull truly into, with waheaid meaning is true, and wahedach meaning truth, so that one's for certain. Du quesa we've estimated to be the subject being questioned, so what do you fits that still, leaving understand as the predicate verb at the end. Isu characters individually have specific implications when connected to others, and having a bunch of implications mashed together feels right on the money to describe and dictate understanding as a concept. So it doesn't necessarily need to be a verb there either with hun reun asihe reas wach, but you understand is seen in the ending suffix dim. Limited, found before, is pronounced guichto, implying this should be a conceptualized verb too, having ich hidden in there as well, similar to truth's wahedach. Jumping back to the gateway, we can wrap up our understanding on this by plugging those findings in. Wara ing, what you, quarasa. Not much, right? Well, remember we saw the subjective verb earlier, so we've come to the conclusion that the subject is not you, it's something you caused that continues to do something else, if that makes sense. Think what you ignite burns. But again, we already have an Isu word for burns, so this is just illustrating that concept. We don't know what you did or caused to be set in motion either quite yet. Back over to the spectrogram to break apart that last sentence, let's take a look at what we're given. Zrerodi ragwa ur blazodi ur. Would a blind go mad trying to see? In my findings and even in casual conversation, I use hum ragwomi to say I see. So we know ragwa is see, and ur means to, connected to the verb that precedes it. So ragwa ur is to see, and should make zrerodi mean trying. These verbs are not the predicate, hence why they show up in the middle of a sentence as additional filler info. Our only other verb here is blezodi, but it has another to following it. We've landed on the fact that this must be to go mad, despite the translation lacking the extra to. So now we have transliterated, trying, see, to, go, mad, to. But where's would a blind? The spectrogram ATA provided sees these sentences bleed into one another, so it's very possible hun reun asich may be the split of understand, leaving eiras wachtum to fill the would a blind. I realized after the fact that I had an Isu character typo of my own, and it is wara, not wak. So wara makes another appearance, though I can't say what exactly that means. Worthy of note here is these are the first two interrogative sentences we've been given in Isu, so this is new territory with everything else being statements, and could be further obscuring the truths hidden in here, but this is what we've gotten in whole. Hopefully we get more clues in that upcoming Meteor Muspelheim DLC to break the code. Oh yeah, and what's that hidden in the bottom of the spectrogram? That's one more Isu word, and it speaks its own translation. L-O-K-I. Loki. So the questions and hidden nature of it lines up perfectly with Basim's hidden communication MO, which we see kick off the whole game of Valhalla. If you've got more insights to these findings, or if you want to drop a comment for what you'd like to see discussed in episode 2, I'm all ears. Links in the description for everything we talked about today. A big ol' flippin' thank you to the webheads that stuck around to the end. I've been your friendly neighborhood mentor, and always remember, uno enos waheaid, nothing is true. O enoser zaraun dekur, everything is permitted.